Speaking of content, one of the debates in South Carolina, you moderated with Newt Gingrich. David Gergen called it one of the most explosive moments in debate history. We all know the exchange with Newt Gingrich going after you and CNN for the question about his alleged extramarital affairs. And my question to you as a moderator, what were you thinking? What was going through your head?
I think you can take away the word alleged at this point.
I
I think we're being a little too careful here.
The question was.
Thank you, Chris.
The question was a specific. One of his ex-wives had accused him of something had said that he came to her and asked for something very specific, an open marriage. It was the biggest story in politics that day. We had a conversation. Is that a legitimate question for a presidential debate? Again, I'm an old AP Wire guy. I said, yes, it is. Then we had a conversation about where do you ask it. I don't think there's any debate that it was a fair question and a relevant news question. There's a legitimate debate about is it first in the debate or not. And we went through this, and I said at the end, you know what? Number one story of the day, if I approach Newt Gingrich on the street, that's the first question I'd ask him. Why bury it? Why hide it? And I said, I'm going to ask him this question. He is going to turn at me. He is going to launch at me. He is going to launch at the media, and he's going to say nasty things about me personally, about CNN, and about the news media, and we're just going to have to stand there. Then I'm going to give him his time. The audience is going to jump to their feet. I'm going to ask him a follow-up question, and we'll see where it goes.
Great job.
And that's what happened.
And I
was doing my job as I see it, and you know what? I've known him for 20 years. He was doing his job as he sees it. He came up to me during the first break, and he said, this is a great debate. And I looked at him, I said, huh? I thought I was despicable. And he said, come on, John, we've known each other for a long time. That's how it goes. And then he brought Callista up after the debate. Wasn't that a great debate? Parallel universe. It is, but...
But what does that tell you?
I'm sure he
Are you
welcomed the
using Newt
opportunity
Gingrich
to
as a
attack the
standard
media.
of sanity? I mean,
No,
Newt
no,
Gingrich, that's off the wall behavior, right?
He is an interesting character. But the voters, look, a lot of people said that gave him the South Carolina primary. It may well have. I don't know. I don't read minds. Obviously, he had momentum coming in, and he got more momentum out of that. However, I actually give the voters, to Chris's point earlier, I give people trust the common sense and the judgment of the American people, and they might get it wrong sometimes, but they ultimately get it right. And cumulatively, all those debates served a great purpose. On all the networks, people got to see not only what they're for, what they say when they're asked a question, but who they are. And then the voters make their choice.